grab a seat on the chair. You can also stand for this next part. So we're going to find our feet flat on the ground in a comfortable seated position. Our hips evenly weighted on the chair. And we're going to start by doing a little bit of a back bend with the arms. So we're going to take the hands to the chest and super strong through the legs, super strong through your belly and your core. We're going to start by inhaling, reaching up. We're going to get really tall to start, and then exhale, come back down towards the chest. So to do this really long reach of the spine, think about your tailbone being tucked underneath you, your glutes and your abdominal muscles being nice and strong. So again, inhale, strength through your legs as you reach up, and then exhale as you come back down. We're going to do that one more time. So this time maybe putting a little bit of a baby back bend in the back. Go ahead and inhale coming up, length through the spine. Extend if that feels okay. And then exhale, coming back down. Nice. We'll next go from either a standing to a squat or a sit to stand. So sitting down, going to standing, and then we'll come back down, lightly touch the chair, and then stand back up. So sitting the hips back, standing up. We'll do a few of these squats to warm the legs up. Your weight is in your heels as you're sitting back. So hinging at the hips and coming up. I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening. It's nice to move with everybody. We'll do one or two more of these squats. And last one. Nice. Next, a little bit of balance work. So if you have a chair next to you for balance, just in case. Level 1 here is to just balance on one leg. So if this is comfortable for you, you can hold on with one hand to the chair. You want to feel strong and rooted through your leg that you're balancing on. Strength through your knee, strength through your hip, strength through your core. You're looking up steady at something in front of you. Now, whether you're holding on or letting go, something to pay attention to with balance is if your hip is dropping or if you're holding your hip up high. You want to think about there being kind of a line across your hips that's a level playing field from each other. So to do that, really squeeze your glute muscles. Squeeze those biscuits right in the back. Try to make level hips. And we'll spend another few breaths in this position. So inhaling, getting tall. Exhaling, rooting through the ground. Again, inhaling, little tuck of the chin and the spine, crown of the head lifts. Exhale, rooting through the feet. And for this last breath, if you've been holding on, maybe play with letting go a little bit. Next breath in, and then exhale, we're gonna rest. We're gonna switch it over to the other side. I want everyone to know that Ibuki the cat is in here this evening, so may make a guest appearance, we shall see. We're scooting over to the other side, so accepting our way through that other leg. Again, that strength and that focus on the hips so that they're nice and level with each other. It's almost like if there was a dinner plate across your hips, you wouldn't want that delicious food dropping off to one side. You really want that levelness through the hips here. So we'll be here for another 3 deep breaths, breathing in and exhaling. Inhale's getting long through the spine. Exhale's rooting through your leg. So strong in that standing leg. One more breath in. And one more breath out. So we'll go ahead and rest, come over to the other side. If that felt comfortable for you, we're going to stay right there. If that felt like too much, go ahead and try one foot in front of the other foot. Makes balancing a little bit easier when you're sharing the weight between these two like a tightrope. I'd like to take it up a little bit. So as you balance on one leg, the opposite leg, is going to come up into a march in front of you. So again, you've got the level hips, but that knee is going to raise so that it's level with the hip. We're going to pause for a moment here, and you can stay in this position, or we'll go ahead and take that same leg that's lifted. You're going to send it behind you a little bit. You can always touch the toe down to the ground behind you, but we're thinking about reaching back towards 6 o'clock with the leg, but still keeping the body up straight. So then inhale, we're going to come back to the knee being level with the hip, that little march. And then we're going to exhale, send that leg back behind you. Again, inhaling, coming up. So the hips are pretty level here. As you exhale and send that leg back behind you, they're going to tilt forward a little bit, and that's okay. We're kind of extending through that leg that we're reaching back with. One more time, go ahead and reach up, and then go ahead and exhale, send it back behind you again for a little pause, flex the foot, and then inhale to come back to center and rest. So you may feel that in the leg that you're moving actively, but you may also feel it in the leg that you're stabilizing on. Little extra bang for your buck. We're going to switch to the other side. So again, you can stick with just balancing. You could do one foot in front of the other, or we're going to be balancing on the right leg, nice and steady. And then go ahead with the left leg. You're going to kind of march that leg up in front of you so that that knee is in line with the hip, body up nice and tall. Inhale, and then exhale. Go ahead and kind of send that leg back behind you. You could always tap it down on the ground if you need to, but see if you can kind of just float it above the ground. And then again, inhale, go ahead and bring that knee up. And then exhale, send it behind you. It doesn't have to be too far. If it's too far back behind you and the muscles in the front, the hip flexors are a little tight, it's going to make you want to arch your back. So just a little bit of a back bend there, squeezing that glute. And then go ahead and one more time, inhale, bring it back up. And then exhale, we're going to send that leg back behind. One more little balance here. And then inhale, come back to center. Take a rest, shake it off. Awesome job. We're now going to transfer from standing to a kneeling position. Hey, Books. You gonna join us? She's got the cat pose perfectly down though. I mean, she kills it in that regard. Jagar, I think you should probably put Munch on the screen at this point and we can have a little kitty dog party. You can hang out as we go ahead and transition to a kneeling position. So if you have a chair next to you, you can use that for balance. We're going to be bringing, see ya, she'll be back. We're going to bring the left foot forward and we're going to have the right foot back. So the feet are going to be more on train tracks rather than on that tightrope. You want a little bit of space between your feet so that they're about hip width apart. At least 2 fists should be able to kind of fit between the length. And in terms of how far apart they should be, you should feel comfortable. It shouldn't be like you're doing a split, but you want a little bit of a width between them that feels comfortable. You can hold on to a chair if you'd like to for a little bit of balance. To go from standing to the ground, you bend into your front knee enough so that your knee stays pretty much right over your ankle. That back knee is also going to bend, your heel is lifted, and your back knee is going to bend until it goes down to the ground. So that's a lunge down, and we're going to come back up for a moment. And then again, just a comfortable distance. We're going to be practicing this about 5 more times. So only as far down as you feel comfortable going down with the knee. You could touch the ground if you'd like to. If that's too far, just stop short of where that is. And then inhale to come back up. We're going to do a few more of those. So hand for balance or on the hips. Exhale, bring the back knee down. Inhale, stand up. We'll do 2 more like that. Breathing in one way, breathing out the other, keeping that front knee right over that ankle. You should always be able to see those front toes. Again, exhale, coming down. Little wobbles are okay, but feeling steady through those hips. Now we're going to be making our way all the way down to the ground. So again, hand for balance or hands on the hips. We're going to slowly drop that back knee down all the way towards the mat until you come to a kneeling position. You could take a pillow or a blanket and put it under this knee. I'd encourage you to, if you have any knee pain and putting too much pressure there, especially if you have a knee replacement. It's nice to kind of put a little bit of a cushioning there. Bill has the Osgood Schlatter, so if you have an extra little bit of tenderness in the front of the knee, having a cushion is always good. I like to take my mat and just kind of roll it over. So in this position, the first thing I want to do is have a moment of silence to do 3 nice deep breaths. So inhaling in through the nose and exhaling. And one more breath in. And one more breath out. It's pretty amazing. I've seen videos of 97-year-old veteran taking this position in solidarity 3 years ago, and even recently a protester who was using forearm crutches. A neighboring person helped them to take the same position. It's very powerful. We can do a few exercises here where you want strength in your hip muscles as you're in a lunge position to really kind of protect your core, protect your back. You want to really squeeze your butt muscles, the J-Lo booty, the Beyonce, the glutes. We really want those engaged and squeezed in the back there to protect. So keep those squeezed, keep those engaged. And we're going to also kind of tighten the belly button in a little bit towards your spine. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. See if you can roll your shoulders down and back a little bit more. If this feels comfortable, we could stay here. This is where you can grab that textbook or couch cushions, a nearby pet, and just balance if you feel like you need that. Or you can use the chair. While we're here, if you want to take it a little bit farther, we're going to do a reach up overhead. So go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms up, squeeze through the legs, just like we did in the chair. Strong through the legs as we breathe in. And then we'll be here for 2 more breaths. So hands stay together or open up a little bit, dropping the shoulders down away from your ears. Pick a spot to look at that's steady. Inhale. And exhale. Squeezing those legs. 1 more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center again, nice and slow. We can also do a little bit of a twist. So if you're hanging out, stay in this position, just kind of feeling that stretch in the front, in the front of that back leg. If you're holding on to something, just squeezing those butt muscles and enjoying this really nice hip flexor stretch. If you're coming with me for a little bit of a rotation, take your hands to your heart center again. Keep your hips squared to the front, like there's flashlights coming off the fronts of your hips. They're staying straight forward. We're going to inhale in to get tall, and like you're wringing a sponge, we're going to rotate to the left towards that front leg, whichever is your front leg. So exhaling, going to the side. We're going to take 2 more breaths in to get tall. Exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. Inhales to get tall. Hips squared, 1 more rinse, 1 more squeeze. And then inhale, unwind, slowly come back to the middle. Awesome. Go ahead and bring your hands back down, and we are going to stand back up. So you can hold on to something for balance. Go ahead and tuck your back toes underneath you, and we're going to be coming out of this nice and slow, bringing both feet down on the ground. Awesome job. We are now going to take that same stretch and that same strength, and we're going to be switching it to the other side. So go ahead and switch whatever leg you started with. 1 leg a little bit in front, 1 leg a little bit behind. You have your space. You have your upper body support if you need to. We're going to be taking about 5 or 6 lunges up and down first. So on the ball of that back foot, strong and flat through the front foot. We're going to go ahead and bend the front knee and then drop that back knee down towards the ground. Just a comfortable distance, whatever feels okay. And then inhale, come back up. Again, exhale, coming down. Inhale, coming up. So always a pain-free range of motion with this. Maybe challenging, maybe muscle work, but we never want any pain. You just limit that range. Awesome. Awesome. Use your breath. We're going to do one more time going down, and then one more time coming back up. We're going to now take it to the ground. So grab your pillow, your blanket, put it down on that side if you'd like to. We're going to go ahead and drop it down to the ground with that back knee. All right. So again, this is a great place to stay and just stretch. You're getting an awesome stretch in those hip flexors, the muscles that come from your low back to the front of the hip, or even one of the quad muscles in the front of the hip, the ones that help us lift our legs up or that get short when we're sitting all day. So you're getting a great stretch there. The trick here is to really engage those glute muscles again. When the glutes are turned on, that's when the hip flexors can turn off. They're antagonists. They kind of balance each other out. So you got to activate in the back to kind of allow the front to be safe and to relax. So you can stay here, upper body support or balancing. If you want to come with me for the reaching arms up overhead, go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center. Nice deep breath in and overhead. You can bring the hands a little bit apart from each other. We'll take 3 deep breaths, exhaling, relaxing the shoulders away from your ears. Inhaling strength through the legs. Exhaling, rooting through the feet and the knee. Again, inhale one more, getting long through the spine. And then exhaling, bringing your hands back down to the heart center. Again, staying in the first position, or if you want to go for a little bit of a twist, keep those hips straight forward. We're going to inhale, and then like you're wringing a sponge, rotate towards that front leg. Inhale, keep the chest up tall. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit farther into the twist. Again, inhale, length through the spine. Imagine the crown of the head going towards the ceiling. And then exhale, rotate to the side. Again, little wiggles or wobbles are totally normal. One more breath in. And breath out, rinse fully. And then inhale, come back to the middle. Awesome. All right, so this time we're gonna transition to a tall kneel. You can hold on to something steady again, and we're gonna bring the leg that you have up, back behind you to match. So coming into kneeling with both legs. From here, we can make our way to hands and knees position. So go ahead and bring your hands down to the ground. You have, your knees are gonna be right underneath your hips. Your hands are gonna be spread nice and wide, so you're kind of using your upper body to share the load with your lower body. We are going to make a nice flat back by tightening your belly button towards your spine, looking either down towards the ground straight ahead or just a few inches past your fingertips. And we're going to take one leg at a time. Go ahead and send that leg straight back behind you, like you're stamping it into the back wall. Inhale, and then exhale, bring that knee back down to the ground. So we'll switch sides, shift the weight over, inhale the other side straight up, and then exhale, bringing it back down. So we're gonna do a few of these on each side, maybe 10 or so. The thing to look out for here is that you're not kicking the leg up so high that you're twisting. You wanna kind of keep the leg nice and low, and again, those hips pointing straight down to the ground, and then back down. So we'll switch sides. As you inhale, toes down, heel stamps. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen through your spine and the legs, strong through your quads, your butt muscles, and then back down. Inhale, switching sides, and down. So as we do a few more on each side, imagine that there is a glass of water on your back, and you don't want that to tip over. You are super steady, super strong. Chest open. We'll do one more each side. Inhale and exhale. Last one. And down. We're going to take it to the side a little bit. We call this a fire hydrant. So keeping the knee bent, you're going to bring your leg out to the side and then back down. We'll do 5 times on one side and then down. So again, keeping the hips level with each other, bringing the leg out to the side and down. Wonder why we call this a fire hydrant. Try and keep the arms nice and level, like you're putting the equal amount of pressure on the left as the right. One more. Inhale and exhale. And the same thing for the hip. You may want to kind of come all the way open, but try to keep the shoulders level and the hips level as you switch sides. Inhale and exhale. And one side might not go up as high as the other one. That's okay. Again, it's all about just trying to keep that symmetry in the back. Two more. And last one. Sweet. So from here, we'll go ahead and make our way down to our belly on the ground. So sending one leg back and then sending the other leg back, slowly kind of come on down to the stomach. We're going to do the Superman or the Superwoman. Your arms are going to be by your sides, toes are down. We're going to lift the legs and lift the upper body at the same time up off the ground. So to do this, inhale, squeeze the back of your low back, your shoulder blades together, your butt muscles, and the backs of your legs. We'll hold it for another breath in and breath out. Come all the way back down to the ground. We're going to do that 2 more times. Another nice kind of thing to do would be to clasp your arms behind your back to give yourself a little bit extra stretch in the shoulder. If you're spending a lot of time at the computer, this is a great counterbalance to that. So arms down or behind your back, whatever you like. Again, we're going to go. So inhale, come up. Exhale, remaining up, still squeezing, but exhaling. Inhale, get a little more height. And then exhale, come back down. 1 to 2 breaths is pretty good because it helps you to really kind of go through the full cycle and contract your muscles. When you get really strong and can stay up here for a good period of time, you know you have good strength in your back. Let's go ahead one more time. Again, 2 breaths. So inhale, coming up. Tuck your chin, looking pretty much down to the ground. One more time. Inhale, fill up. Squeeze the shoulders, squeeze the butt, squeeze the low back, and then exhale, coming down to the ground. Awesome job, my Supermen and Superwomen. Now, you're going to bring your arms in front of you, like cactus arms, so your elbows are going to be by your shoulders, and your hands are in front. You're going to bring your head to face towards one direction, so your head can turn towards the right. You're going to take that same leg and just drop it out kind of to the side, like the knee being in line with the hip. So your head can rest on the ground. Relax your shoulders. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths in here. So allowing your neck to stretch. Again, always pain-free, so come out of it if it's too much. Inhales and exhales. Inhales, filling up, creating space across the front of the chest and the neck. Exhale, letting it go. One more full breath cycle in and out. Slowly inhale to lift the head, come back to the middle. Go ahead and bring that leg back down underneath you. And we're going to be switching sides. So the other leg can come up, bringing the knee right in line with the hip. And then we're going to turn the head towards the other side. Pay attention to which side you chose to go to first. That's usually your preferred side. So this may be a little bit of a different stretch. Just kind of breathe into it for 3 breaths here. So inhale's filling up. Exhale, seeing where else you can let go, not just in your neck, but your jaw, your forehead. One more breath cycle in. And one more out. Slowly unwind by bringing the head back to the middle. Slide the other leg back down underneath you. So to come out of this, put your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to press up onto hands and knees position again. So press up, hands and knees position. And to come off the ground or out of kneeling, you can again use your hand on something steady if you'd like to. It helps bring the opposite leg